Hey everybody, Steve Alexander here with Six Rivers Entertainment, and I am a football fan, so let's be clear about that. We've got a big NFL season coming up, and I'd like to give you some of the initial predictions that have come forth from my pad and pencil and my dartboard on the wall where I throw to pick teams who are going to win and lose. But let's go ahead and go right into it right now. Here we've got the AFC East coming around, and we've got a lot of great teams there. And so we're going to talk about the Patriots a little bit. Of course, we have the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Jets. Now, the AFC East has been ruled basically since the dawn of time, it seems like, from the New England Patriots. Props to Bill Belichick, the guys he's got up there, Brady, and the cast of characters over the last, 15 years, whatever it's been, that have just been incredible. So, again, I do see them as being the force basically over in the AFC East. Now, would love to see the Bills do something. It's been a long time for them, so I'm all about the Bills. The Dolphins will be the Dolphins, and they miss Bob Greasy and Mercury Morris and Jim Kick and Larry Zonka and all the great guys from way back when. Wish they could bring them all back up, and that would be a big plus. The Jets, well, they're the Jets. Just they had something going for a while, and then things went to just went to whatever, but maybe Sam Darnold can find something there. And, with a year's rest, maybe Le'Veon Bell can carry the football a little bit for them. But at the end of the day, I think the path to glory is going to go through New England, certainly in that division, in that area. Let's go with the AFC West. I'm in Colorado, but I pretty much live in California with some serious time down in Phoenix. So, no loyalty at all to the Broncos. My favorite Bronco quarterback was this guy right here. Played a little football at Florida as well, and just not so sure that he got all he had. But and again, it is what it is. But moving right along with the AFC West, hey, you got the Broncos. They're going to be mediocre, probably at best. I think the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes and the cast of characters they have, they probably should have been in the Super Bowl this last year. And, this year, I would not bet against them in any way, shape, or form. Chargers, Philip Rivers has been great forever, but for some reason, they just can't get to the next step in the process. Now, Oakland Raiders, i.e. Las Vegas Raiders be. My good buddy from high school, Lyndon King, played for the Raiders for 4 years. That was after he played for the Chargers for 9 years. So props out to number 52 of the Raiders. And, Lyndon, great help on also the Saga of Bowie Longwood movie, and we're working to get that all put together with a great guy, Bernard Coffey, Be Nice Coffee, and also we've got the Cowboys. But in the meantime, back to the AFC West, I think you're looking at a situation where, well, the teams you expect to win are going to win, and that's going to be the Chiefs and the Chargers. Good luck, Raiders. Maybe they'll look different. They looked good last night in their exhibition game, but we'll see what happens. So my pick for, of course, the AFC West, going to stay with the Chiefs. How can you root against them? You sure can't bet against them. The AFC North, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Browns, the Steelers. There once was a time there was a team in Pittsburgh that were pretty much something to be dealt with. T-Bone is a quick pass in the playoff game a while back. Good for him. Meantime, without Antonio Brown, without AB, without Le'Veon Bell and Roethlisberger, it could be a tough year for the Steelers. I think a new kid in town in Cleveland, Cleveland. I know it's the wrong number, but hey, you keep buying number 2, sooner or later somebody's going to work out. In the meantime, I think Cleveland's going to be a player. I think that Baker's got that team. He's got their heart and soul, and I really think you got to watch out for the Browns this year. The Bengals, I like the Bengals. I think it was great that they made a pretty much full coaching change, et cetera. I think they were plagued for years by, just things didn't go well for them, and that's the stats will reveal that. So good luck to the Bengals. They're long overdue for some success, and pulling for them. Joe Flacco, he's not a Raven anymore. He's off of the Broncos now, but I think the Ravens will be a force to be dealt with too. I think they got a good quarterback. They got a good team. I think they're a team in transition, though. They're going to find out who they are a little bit this year. But I think the AFC North, that's going to go to Cleveland Browns. Count on that. Bet your money on that. And so now finishing up the AFC South, You've got the Texans, and I hope J.J. Watt stays healthy just because he's such a great human being. And I hope that the Texans do well this year. The Colts, Andrew Luck, great quarterback, but the injury thing is just too much to deal with. It's hard to bet on the guys if you just don't know who's going to be able to be there, every Sunday. Even throwing a bye week is their will. But good luck to Andrew Luck. I hope he heals up better. I hope he gets a little bit healthier, and that this high ankle sprain is not a major issue. And now we got the Jaguars. I think for a brief couple of years there, they were something, and I think now they're something else. But I hope that they can do well. I like the new helmet. It's good to get rid of that half. They looked like you ran out of paint on on that one half of the helmet the last few years ago. Now the Tennessee Titans. Hey, how can you not like Marcus Mariota and the team that he's got? And but again, they're the Titans, and they're not quite the Titans. They're not quite Titans yet. So again, I'm going to go with the AFC South. Yeah, it's going to be a tough pick here, but let me go ahead and wrap this up one more time for the AFC. I'm going to go with the Texans. I think they've, they got the team to get it done this time around, and I think there'll be too many injuries, Colts-wise, to make them a factor. Let's skip over now to the NFC. So let's go over there for a minute. And in fact, give me just a moment, and I'm going to go ahead and grab those NFC teams. And let's go ahead and go with the NFC now. The National Football Conference. Again, we got the NFC East. Pardon for that break there. I'm just checking my stat sheet here. Got the Cowboys, the Giants, the Eagles, and the Redskins. All hail the Redskins, but it's going to be more like a hailstorm, I'm afraid. I'm not sure they've got what it takes to get to the next level. The Cowboys, I think they have chaos. I think you got, Dak Prescott. You got Zeke Elliott holding out. Again, sometimes that doesn't hurt a team at all, so we'll see how that plays out. The Giants, good old Eli Manning, can't help but like that guy. I mean, who else beat the Patriots twice in the Super Bowl? Nobody else I can think of. So we got the Giants, we got the Eagles, and the Redskins. Now, they say there's a pretty much kind of a revenge trip for the Eagles. Maybe they're going to be back on track fully, and let's hope that Carson Wentz is all together here, because he's a great guy and a great player, and he does good things for the community and all that. But let's go with the NFC East. My pick for the champion for that division, I'm going to go with the, believe it or not, Philadelphia Eagles. I think they've got something going there. NFC West. I'm a big NFC West fan, considering I spent time in California and Phoenix. And last year, the team, these Ram guys, I was all about the Rams. I think they played a horrible game in the Super Bowl. I think they really could have done much better. And again, give props to Belichick and his guys. They found a way again. But the Rams, they weren't right that Sunday. But now this year they're going to have some competition, I think, from not the 49ers, and probably maybe the Seahawks. The Cardinals, a big unknown. If you went by the first preseason game, Kyler Murray is going to be an all-pro this year. If you went by last night, there's going to be some serious growing pains out there in the NFC West. So I'm going to stay with the Rams again. I think they've got what it takes. So go Rams. All right, let's talk about the NFC North. The Bears, the Packers, the Lions, the Vikings. I think Trubisky and the Bears are going to be the real deal this year. Again, except for a double clunk off a goalpost. Who knows where they might have been last year if I got that team right. Remember, I'm 66. I got hit in the head in Iraq. I'm not near as smart as I look. So we got to deal with that. But I think the Bears are going to be a player. I think the Lions, I sometimes wonder if their coach wish he hadn't stayed around New England a little bit longer. But good luck to them. The Packers, a new program. You got Aaron Rodgers, but it's a new program. And the Vikings, they look absolutely unstoppable on occasion, and then other times they just stop themselves. So I'm going to go with the Bears. I think they've got what it takes to win that NFC North. The NFC South, we're talking about the Falcons, the Panthers, the Saints, and the Buccaneers. Now, my heart is a lot with the Buccaneers. Good family friends, the Jensens. Gene Jensen, part of the Saga of Bowie Longwood team, is one of our really good guys. His son Ryan plays center for the Buccaneers. I hope they can find their way this year. I hope they can find what they need to do to be successful. That would be great. In the midst of that, we got the Falcons, we've got the Panthers, and we've got the Saints. And we all know about the one pass interference call that should have been, woulda, shoulda, coulda, but it wasn't. But again, the NFC South, I think you're looking at the Saints. I think Drew Brees and those guys, they have something to prove, and there's just something magical about a guy that's, wears number 9 for the Saints, and he's a great human being too. So good for him. And there's a lot of great human beings in the NFL, and some of the tragedies of all the stuff we see is that you never hear about them. You hear about the other guys that, have brushes with the law, what have you. But there are so many good NFL guys out there, and props to you. Salute, because you do things in your community that nobody knows about. You build football fields for kids. You buy uniform for kids. You feed the homeless. You do a lot of great things, and maybe you do it because you want to stay anonymous and low key and not be seen and heard, and good for you if that's the case. But on the other hand, I think you guys could really use a good marketing guy to say, hey, quit beating on the NFL, because we have a lot of good people doing a lot of good deeds. So it's I know I'm a veteran, 28 years service, and so come out like that maybe makes me a target for some. But hey, you got to say what you believe. You got to go with what you feel like, and so that's where I'm at with that. So that's a little bit about the NFL this year. Now let's think long run Super Bowl. I think it's going to be fascinating. I think there's a good chance that 2 teams that weren't in it this last year will be in it this year. And I wouldn't be surprised if one of the teams wears red. They're from the Midwest, call it Kansas City. And on the other side, now wouldn't it be fascinating if a dream season for Cleveland, with as electric as they can be, if they were to make it to the big game. But it might just be the Saints. It might just be the Rams may come back and do it again. We'll see. But hey, this is Steve Alexander, Six Rivers Entertainment, your 15 August 2019 football preview for the National Football League. Y'all have a great day. Take care. Thanks, everybody. See you later. Be good. Be nice, like Bernard says.